Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment. So we're going to be looking at this Yashica Super-60 electronic, and we got to go further into, where did you go? Yes, the grip, which is also has the corroded heavily battery compartment. Okay, so hopefully I can get this done. And as I've worked on this type of situation before with these cameras, it's always an in-depth issue, which means you need to, for your parts, you need to use an egg carton tray to put your parts in and label it like you've seen me done before, because look at all the things that are going on inside of here. Going to be rust, there's going to be corrosion, there's going to be a lot of parts going on that you need to clean and dismantle. Okay, some you can simply put inside here, and with that, any mistakes that you make upon your camera, a camera, person and persons, and any attempt to repair your camera, a camera, are all on you. It's always best to send your camera, a camera, to a service technician for repair. Alright, so let's get started in this. I'm going to put some of my parts off to the side. Alright, all you got to do is just, whichever way you look at it, it's a pain in the neck. Alright, there's no other way to put it. You've seen what I've done before. And let's just get into it. I'm going to need you back right here. So. The biggest thing is getting these screws off, hoping they're going to come off, and if they don't come off, then you end up losing the camera. There's a high potential in that. Maybe not. Sometimes these screws, they're just so corroded that they just start to break off, and hopefully this one is not starting it. You can see what's going on here. The head is just breaking off, so you do all you can to work through it, but sometimes it's just a negative situation. It's not looking good. It was moving. It was. Come on, man. Someone just really treated this camera so bad. And it's really unfortunate because, as you can see, this is all we've really got to do. Once the parts are clean, just go ahead and clean this up in here. It's very possible we'll have to change the wiring because the corrosion has probably worked its way up in between the wiring and the wiring coating. Alright, so I'll have to work on this off camera. Okay, so what I've had to do on this screw and this screw, this one's still stuck, it just won't move. But I'm applying weapons oil, just a drop on each one, as much as I can per day until it loosens up. Alright, on this one, this screw here, I have movement. Alright. So this is good. Still kind of difficult to get out. Alright, you rolled off. We'll find you in a bit wherever you are. No big deal at this point. So here's this plate. And we got to get this other screw going on. Adding oil again, and it could work to the advantage of moving this around this plate right here. Alright. That type of a thing. So let me see if this thing went inside or rolled off somewhere else. Who knows? But there's a lot more work to be done here. As far as the rust goes, I'll have to dismantle this, but you can see how this is going to be scraping off the rust removal. I just still have to decide if this is a go or a loss. But if I can get it repaired, then it should be a pretty decent camera. There you are. Alright. Okay, so here the screw is. It's starting to just chip away right at the corners, and there's just really nothing that can be done, you know, whatsoever. And it happens at times. Some of these screws, I don't know what it was at the time. They may have been a really cheap metal. It just goes back to my belief that I don't believe any of these companies expected these cameras would have a resurgence, you know, some 50 years later or something. So all I can do here that can be done is work this thing up and play with it until it just kind of breaks off, unwinds, anything like that. Any type of overhaul that I'm doing. That's all that's going on. Maybe it will kind of loosen up down there. That would be hopeful. Sometimes the type of thing does. But this is a prime example. If you go to camera shows or whatever may be done, you know, watch out what you buy. You know, if you buy a bunch of stuff online, that's more importantly the situation. You know, if you buy a bunch of junk cameras and they're in this type of shape, you know, don't get a rust bucket like this. This is the point I'm wanting to make right here. I'm going to take some weapons oil and I'm going to put right up under here. There's the screw head, and there it is up in there. So I'll try to give this the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to get something up in there. Let that sit for a while. See what it does. You know. Put some more on top of here. Another drop. What can it hurt? Okay, screw is still not moving. This board, this component board right here, it just snapped. Just like a piece of rotten cardboard. So I'll have to put that back together. Craft a new one. Okay, so I finally got movement on this mangled screw right here, which has turned out to be, it's just chipping away. So, amongst the weapons oil from time to time, but anyway, I'm not so sure that worked this time. What I had to do was this. Took my flathead and I had to put it up under this metal bracket right here, put my hands up on the top and press up a little bit from time to time. I've ran into this in previous situations. This is die cast. It is an expensive process, die cast. However, through the decades, die cast breaks down and becomes soft. So you have to watch out in areas like down here where the screw goes into, because it can become soft and become mangled easy. So I just put it up under here again and just keep pressing up and up a little bit. As I did so, I brought up the metal bracket, and I just started moving it back and forth, okay, in the hopes of loosening that screw. And that is what happened. You could start to see it. So I'll take my screwdriver and put in there and just start to turn it. And that is when it would, as I turn it away from the inside, do like so, it would fall out, and just like that. Good deal there. Come up here to the middle bracket, pull that out. That's what needs to be exposed. We've got that done, and as you can see in here, and as I explained before, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot. All these pieces are corroded and rusted. This board here just broke like cardboard, and it's going to need to be replaced. Here's the situation here. It's all, as you can see, exactly what you think it is. You can see all of that. See? Look at that. And I'll tell you this, you know, in the high average, no technician is really going to repair something like this. So if you think you're going on an online market and you buy some piece of junk like this, as a rust bucket, and you think someone's going to repair it, it's generally not going to happen. Okay. But this is really simply for the video, and we're going to see if it's going to be able to get done. Okay. That's really all that's going on. You can see all the steps that are going to be able to take here. It's a lot of parts, a lot of time, a lot of corrosion. See it there. A lot of rust. It's just this is a situation, and this is definitely what happens when someone just does not respect their camera. They don't care. They put it into a situation where the elements get to it, and that's really what happened to here. Can't really get to this part here, the screw, if it even wants me to get to it. Okay, so here I go again with the weapons oil on these two screws. You see how bad off rusted they are right here. See how bad that is. So this camera was stuck in a garage or something, outside, that type of stuff. Definitely outside, because there's no other reason that the metal would have that type of corrosion on it like that. The die cast, when you see die cast in this type of condition, it's been left outside. This would be not totally in the elements, but in a garage, something like that. Okay, here, these two micro mini flatheads finally have movement. It took a while, as expected, and it's still kind of sluggish, but I have movement. We can get these out of the way. There is rust still inside the head of this thing, this particular screw. You have my permission to fall out at any time on the table. That's it. It's fairly long. And for this one, okay. There's a screw, it's out, and here we have the part. It's up, there we are, wiring, here. Okay. Facing this way, the red wire is there. What else do we have here? These are the wires. Let's see what a mess it is down in here. Okay. So, corrosion here, that's got to be cleaned. So, okay, we got a big whole mess. Okay, this will have to be replaced. This will have to be replaced. And on all the way to the bottom, right here. This is the main thing, the wiring. Mechanics is another issue. Well, there went my screwdriver, but this stuff in here, I just have to get down in here and clean it. Move the rust and corrosion off. That can be done later, hopefully. The main thing is just the wiring, clean the corrosion and everything like that. And get it all the way up into here. And you can see we have more accessibility. Let me have it right yet, but that's fine. Probably replace the wiring. Corrosion will be up inside between the wiring and the coating. There we go. Okay, so we can turn it this way if it's broken off or not. Who knows? Who cares? Yep, the white's broken off, so red goes to here. White goes to this one, and then white has already just looks like it's broken off. Maybe it's on that one, whatever. But we'll find out. No, black is on this one. Black is on this one here. And it looks like white went to this one. And you can see through here what needs to be replaced as far as the metal goes for the battery connections. Okay. That's really bad. This camera got a lot of water damage and on the ground there. Battery corrosion. That's exactly what happened. Alright, so it's time for some extensive work. So that's it so far on this Yashica Super-60 electronic. I do like this camera. It's got a nice appearance to it, but the appearance does not make a great filming camera. But the quality seems quite good so far. I've just got to check out the inside of the lens, but that's another issue. For now, it's the deep inside of the grip, all that rust and corrosion as we know, and inside of here. Yes, it goes all the way up in the side there. And remember everyone, for more videos like these, do subscribe. Until next time, later.